Without Borders!
And today we are doing a highlights of our trips around Central America. So we just got back from a big long trip and we're going to bring to you from the kids' perspective, from my perspective, some of the top things that we've done or that we've experienced in each country from Panama all the way through to Belize. So let's introduce ourselves. Who's this?
I'm Julia.
I'm Angelique. I'm Chloe.
And we're traveling around the world.
Yes, so come along and join in on the fun as we travel to every country in the world. So we arrived in Panama, and let's talk about some of the highlights of what we did in Panama, or I'm doing it from their perspective. So girls,
for
go
me,
ahead.
it was seeing this one guy. He came up to us, and it was Halloween. And they don't do like trick-or-treating, but he had this ginger candy, and it was really good. That's one of the favorite things I loved.
One of the things for me in Panama was a place that we went to in Boquete, and we were able to basically go hike down to this really beautiful waterfall, swim in a river, and it had this huge current, and it was a really, really neat adventure and experience. What about you guys?
For me, it was at Denise's house. It's a lady we met at a restaurant. It was really fun. She had a really big property and it was really fun to be there.
She invited us. So we met this lady named Denise, right? And she invited us to stay at her house overnight. And so that was a really cool experience. And she owned a big, huge, basically like almost like a ranch. It was gorgeous.
And for me, it was as well the ginger candy.
So next experience was going into Costa Rica. So Julia, what was your highlight there?
So for me, it was when we were in La Fortuna. There was like this waterfall, and we were like swimming against the current. That was really cool. And then when we were driving on our way to Nicaragua, we stopped at this like little Swiss village almost. There was this guy from Switzerland, and it was just beautiful.
He replicated Switzerland in Costa Rica.
A church, a train, like everything.
For everything from like the details of his barn and the wood paneling or whatever you call that when they make their patios or their how do you call the window shutters. Everything had these beautiful decorations just like you would see in Switzerland, and he even had a little water fountain, and he served Swiss food. Bless you. So it was really special for us to see a replication of Switzerland, and it was a real surprise. We were just driving by and there it was.
Yeah. For me, it was seeing the crocodile on the beach, because all of a sudden there was a crocodile there. And then you could see people just laying down, getting sun tanned, and
beside a crocodile.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
Really...
For me, it was three things: the Swiss village, painting in Tamarindo with Junior, and surfing.
Yeah, so we did a painting class. The girls went surfing. They took surf classes there. And Tamarindo, Costa Rica has some really nice waves for people who are just starting off, right? So it was really nice.
Another really cool thing we were able to do in Costa Rica was visit the circus in La Fortuna.
From Costa Rica, then we went into Nicaragua. Nicaragua was an unexpected country for us because we thought we would just go visit it, spend 3 days, and literally go through the whole country. But what happened in the end, girls?
We ended up staying like 8 to 10 weeks in this one village called San Juan del Sur because we loved it.
Yes,
yeah.
So some of the highlights there were
the Kiwi friends.
Meeting friends. We met friends from day one, and it was really fun. We had adopted a little son/brother.
Brother.
He hung out with the girls all the time. That was really fun.
Tree Casa.
Yeah, Wednesdays at
Surfing.
Tree Casa, visiting Tree Casa, surfing.
The whole experience was just incredible.
It was
we
really
had a community, and it's just
really, really cool.
Definitely.
Another thing in Nicaragua that was really cool is we went near Granada to this one lake. It was like a laguna, and it was a volcanic lake, and that was really, really neat. It was a beautiful experience. The lake was absolutely gorgeous, and it was really just a really fun thing to see and do. One thing we won't forget is how beautiful the sunsets were in San Juan del Sur. Every night you saw the most spectacular sky, and it was just unreal. So what were some of the highlights for you girls from El Salvador?
Climbing up a volcano. It took 2 hours, maybe a bit more.
But it wasn't just any volcano, it was an actual active volcano.
Which was really crazy. And as well, at the top, there was ice cream, if you can believe it. Someone brought ice cream up there.
That's really cool. Angelique?
For me, it was the entire trips with Ivan from Real Trips because it's really, really fun and he was very motivated and stuff.
He kept you motivated going all the way up the mountain?
And as well, he has his own song that goes like this. When you go with the flow. It's a nice song.
Everything will be alright when you go with the flow. He goes like that. He also taught us the song of A mí me gustan las pupusas.
What you want, what you like it? Pupusas. ¿Qué es lo que tú quieres? ¿Qué es lo que te encanta? Pupusas. A mí me gustan las pupusas. Con curtido y con salsa de tomate.
So he taught us that song, and we tried pupusas with him and different local food, which was really, really cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Julia?
Definitely climbing up an active volcano. Like, that was just incredible.
Yeah, for me, actually, it was going through all the little villages on La Ruta de las Flores, seeing all the beautiful little towns along the way, the
And
murals.
I even got a purse.
And you got a purse at one of the
Nice
local
purse.
markets, so yeah, it was really nice. Next, we went to the country of Honduras. So, in Honduras, what was some of the highlights for you guys?
Going to Macau Mountain and feeding the birds.
Yeah, so you girls...
We got to go behind the scenes and we got to chop up all the fruits and go and give it to the birds.
So you literally fed the birds.
Yeah.
That was really neat. And they're basically like parrot birds. If you don't know what a macaw bird is, they're beautiful. And there you go. What else?
You know, definitely being able to hold the parrots as well.
Oh, that was so cool. And I got to make another parrot say, hola.
So just basically being able to see the ruins and get a little taste of Honduras. Even though we were there for a short amount of time, we got a feel for the country, and which is always nice to see. What were some of the highlights from the country of Guatemala? For me, visiting Lake Atitlan was a big highlight. I've always wanted to see that area after I heard about it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Seeing the difference in the weather and just to get a feel for the whole country.
What about you?
For me, it was having fondue and chocolate.
Swiss fondue. So we met 2 Swiss chefs that installed themselves and moved to Antigua. Antigua, by the way, is the most beautiful city in Guatemala, in my opinion. And they opened up restaurants, and so the girls tried Swiss fondue. They even had Swiss chocolates at the end that we were able to have.
Yeah.
So that was a highlight for you?
For me, it was watching the sunrise from Tikal because it was like you're in the jungle, so we're like walking through the jungle at nighttime, not nighttime, morning time before the sun came up, and then we got up super early, then we like went up a temple, and then we sat there and then watched the sunrise.
You can hear the whole jungle wake up.
Wake up.
You can hear the howler monkeys.
Howler monkeys.
It was really cool. Last but not least, it is the country of Belize. So what was your highlights, girls, from Belize?
For me, it was staying at the place we were at. It was really nice.
Yeah, we stayed in a beautiful place, and it was really nice. We had so much space, and it was just gorgeous.
They
the view
even
of
had
the ocean.
paddles,
It was amazing.
canoes,
Pools.
so many things. What about you girls?
For me, it's definitely the resort.
Resort, yeah?
For me as well, I like the bike riding. We bike ride, and they have bikes there too, so that was
We went
nice.
bike riding throughout the village of Hopkins Bay in Belize. That was really nice.
What about you?
For me, there was 2 things that I really enjoyed. So one, we met friends, and I was like, we went to their we went to their village basically. And I was able to go to youth group with them. That was really cool.
So you met some of the locals.
Yeah, and then another thing as well was zip lining. Like, I've always wanted to do zip lining in Central America, and we got to do it in Belize. That was really cool.
That
and
and the
and they even had what's it called?
river
Water
tubing.
tubing.
Yeah.
We were river tubing. Sorry. And what was so cool is you're going down rocks. It's super fun.
Yeah, so you're in these tubes, you're floating down the river. That was a really neat experience. So there you have it. These are like kind of like the top 10 top things, I guess you could say, for each country that stood out or that was impressive for us from their perspective, from my perspective. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any question about going to any of these countries, feel free to ask us. Hopefully we can give you some insights as to where we've been and what we did and experienced. Thanks for watching our highlights from our trip throughout Central America. Make sure you guys please subscribe, give us a big thumbs up,
Hit that notification bell.
and join us as we travel to every country in the world.
So make sure you share our videos.
See you next time.
Bye.
Adios.